you searching for a muffin that's not only flourless, but also gluten-free and tasty too? Well, food and entertaining expert Liz Corbett is here to show us how to make blueberry banana muffins.
Yes, ma'am. They are really, really good.
Have to feel bad about these. These are good for us.
I love the things that are tasty, and you can feel good about eating them because they're delicious, but because they're good for you as well.
Right.
No guilt. We don't need any more guilt.
No.
We're just going to make this and talk about what's going into it. And I have to tell you right off the bat, you may wonder why we have such scary-looking bananas.
No, that's because they're sweeter, right?
Exactly.
And
usually they're real pretty like this, like we have here, but basically the darker and scarier they are, the sweeter they're going to be.
They're beautiful on the inside.
They're
right?
We can
Don't judge a banana by its skin.
Don't judge a banana by its skin. And you can freeze these in the skin. Just pop the whole thing right into your freezer, and then when you're ready to make something, just peel them and use what's inside. They already come with their own wrapper, so no need to peel them and put them in the freezer.
Wonderful.
So we're going to do two very ripe, I like to call scary bananas, and we're going to get those cut up. I'm going to have you go right to work on this. I'll give you the sharp knife if you want to go ahead and just start
peeling,
chopping, getting those into there, however you want to do it.
Okay.
And we'll do a little switcheroo here. So the basic ingredients in here, and of course the ingredients will be on your website.
Yes.
Because I typically don't measure, and I just assume that no one else does either, but that's probably not a good approach. We have very ripe bananas, two, you know, average size, not gigantor.
Yep.
Although if you did, that wouldn't be sad.
Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, right?
And then Greek yogurt. Make sure that you get the ones that have no sugar in them, you know, no vanilla, nothing. Just plain old, as we say, naked yogurt. Naked. And the Greek is thicker.
Yep.
It's just more fun when you say it that way. The Greek yogurt is thicker, and this is going to give you, it's going to help it to rise up as well. And I just buy them in the little tubs because they're already kind of measured out, so it's about 8 ounces.
Perfect.
And I'm going to get probably the wet ingredients in here first.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we've got 2 bananas.
2 bananas, Greek yogurt. And let's do, at the same time here, would you want to crack eggs?
I would love to crack some eggs,
2 eggs.
Okay.
And we've got about, again, you can look at the website, but it's like 1/4 cup of honey, I believe. And you can do, try to do local if you can. I'm always about using the local things if you can.
Okay.
And then we've got, all right, so now it's nice and messy. We've got all of the wet ingredients in there. Also, we're going to do a little bit of vanilla. I'll let you start to stir.
Okay. I would love to.
You don't have to do it this way, but I like to put the wet ingredients in first, get them mixed up really well first.
Isn't that kind of the rule of thumb? I mean, I'm not a chef or a baker, but I've learned.
With the baked goods, that's usually a good idea. I'm going to just sneak in here. We're going to do a little bit of vanilla.
Okay, just a pinch for a nice flavor.
About a teaspoon.
Lovely.
And then, oh, that smells so good.
So good.
And then we're going to have 2½ cups of oats. Now there's another option that you can do with the oats which is really fun. This is where you're going to be getting your kind of glue that's holding it together. You're not using flour, so you have to substitute it with something similar. So we have 2½ cups of oats. You can also process this in your food processor and make a flour out of it. So depending on if you like them sort of rough and chunky like that one up there, more rustic, or you can process it and make it into a flour, however you want to do it.
If you want to, right?
Baking soda, baking powder.
Okay. Now these are obviously gluten-free and flourless, but these are also freezable.
Yes, they are. They are. Now, I made those kind of small, but once you cook them, let them cool off, pop them into an airtight zippered bag, into the freezer, and then when you're in a hurry in the morning, and who isn't, you just pull them out, bring them to room temperature. Pull them out when you first get up, and then you don't have to microwave them or anything.
Perfect.
And they're good to go. We've got ground flax seeds, and of course flax has all those really good oils, the omega-3s and all the things that are good for you. And we're going to pop that right into here. And give that a good stir.
Now, it's okay that the bananas are still kind of chunky,
I actually like them that way because getting a nice little bite of banana in there, it makes it yummy. You can do it however you want it.
Okay.
I like things kind of rustic.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So again, very, very easy to do. You can even get a little wild and crazy and throw some other things in there as well. On our recipe, we're calling for blueberries, and it's about 3/4 cup. I'm going to just sneak right in there and dump those in.
Yes, please.
You could, if you don't care for blueberries, which of course are very good for you. You could sub maybe cranberries. You could do grated apple. You could throw in some coconut. That's the part where you can get a little wild and crazy.
And that's also, you know, sometimes having the same thing for breakfast every day can get boring, but with these muffins,
yes,
you could have them every day but have a different flavor.
Make a couple different kinds.
So it doesn't get old.
So it doesn't get old. It's all about not getting bored with what you're having.
Right, and I think that's the big thing.
And it's basically like having an oatmeal cookie, but it's in a wrapper. I mean, we've had cookies for breakfast too because it's basically the same ingredients.
And so everything's good for you.
Everything is good for you. It's easy to do. We've got it all in there.
That's good?
Yep. You want to do it into just a really basic muffin or cupcake tin, not the big gigantic ones. It smells really good.
Smells so good.
And it's so simple. There's not that many ingredients in here. You want to fill them really generously in here. And it says on the website 400. I would say adjust that to about 375 and then check them at about 15 minutes because you don't want them too dark.
Right.
And I'll give you a little hint. If you don't want to use honey, I made those with molasses. And that's just as yummy.
Really?
Yes. So any kind of a natural sweetener, as long as you substitute the same amounts, it's going to come out perfect.
Right. So
every time.
That's the sweetener in there.
Yes,
so that's what
the
you
sweetener.
want to do.
So there's no refined sugar, no flour, gluten-free, guilt-free. You can't go wrong. These are wonderful.
Wow, Liz.
Kids love them. They think they're eating a cookie. In fact, call them cookies.
And even adults can too, right?
Would you like a cookie for breakfast?
Speaking of that, I would love a cookie for breakfast.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Liz.
You're welcome.
This is delicious, and I can't wait to make it at home for my family. And for this delicious recipe and more, you can visit our website later today.